Welcome to DIY Explorer. I'm David, your host, and in this episode we are going to make a string ring hook game, one you see that at your local bar or at somebody's house. Keep watching.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
So I'm sure some of you out there have been to a bar where they've got a ring on a string hanging from the ceiling and a hook on the wall a couple of feet away. So you try to swing the ring onto the hook. It's very simple, but it's not easy to do. So in this episode, we're going to make a tabletop version of that game where two people can play, and optional if you'd like, a way to keep track of count. Supplies for this build are as following. 1 inch by 2 inch board. Length, they come in 36-inch length. You're not going to need all that, but you could build a couple of these tabletop games if you want. 1 by 10 inch board. 1.5 inch wooden dowel. The type of wood for any of these is totally up to your choice. I just went with the simple pine because it's inexpensive and easy to work with. You're also going to need some string. I got some nylon string. You can use cotton. It just needs to be relatively thin. So you're also going to need some screw eyes. This is 1/2 inch. I got an 8-pack because I'm actually going to make a couple of these games. You're going to need a general use ring. You can find this in the rope and chain area of your local hardware or home improvement store. And this is optional. I got little rubber feet that I'm going to put down on underneath so it holds on the table nice. And then you're going to need cup hooks. You're going to need 2 of those, which are at your local hardware store as well. That's it for the standard build. At the end of this video, there'll be an optional part, which is the item to count the wins. So for that build, you're going to need little wooden spools. It's kind of like thread holder spools. You can get this at your local craft supplies store, like a Michael's. You need 5 of those. And then I got little round dowels that or balls that have kind of a flat end on it. You can just use a little piece of square wood. I wanted to be a little bit more decorative than this. You need 2 of these. And then you're going to need a metal rod. And this metal rod is 3/16 thickness, and that's the same thickness that will fit in these little spools. That's it. Tools for this build are as following. You're going to need a measuring tape device of some type. You're going to need a right angle. This is a framing square I love. You're going to need a power drill. You're going to need something to cut that wood, so I have my cordless Bauer circular saw. If you look up here, there is a review and first impressions. You're going to need some drill bits. I usually have a set, makes it easy. You're also going to need a 1.5 inch drill bit. This is for our center pole for our game. We're going to do some straight cuts. I don't have a miter box or an electric miter saw, so I bought a miter box. It's about $5 to $9 at your local hardware store. You're going to need a saw to go with that miter box. This is my Japanese saw. Love this thing. When we get ready to paint our game, we're going to sand it down. So you can just get some standard grit sandpaper, or you can use an electric cordless sander. Now the other stuff is coming up is going to be a little controversial. I consider it tools. Some people consider it supplies. Leave a comment below if you disagree or agree with me. Screws. We're going to need 2.5 inch screws for this build. Wood glue. And then for our paint, I just used some acrylic paint around the house. You can use some spray paint. And then once we paint it, we're going to do some clear coat on top of it to protect it. And then my newest tool, which is my favorite new toy, we're going to do is a portable drill press for your power drill. And then for your optional build, you will need a metal cutting saw for that metal rod. That's it. Let's get going. there you have it, string ring hook, a tabletop game for 2 people to play. Pretty easy build. It was basically 3 cuts unless you needed an optional counter. It actually works really good. See, look how I did that on camera. Anyway, so would you buy this or would you build this? Leave a comment below and let me know what you think. And subscribe, like, and I hope to see you watching another video in the future. Thanks.